Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And we are here to talk about the first episode of, I believe, the 8th season of American Horror Story, subtitled Apocalypse.
Bum, bum, bum.
The season premiered this week, and Fuego was a little bummed because he didn't realize we were going to talk about it. He's literally sitting outside right now because he didn't watch it, and he's really bummed he's not a part, so we miss you, Fuego.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. So, Marcia mentioned she watched it, and I was like, you know what? I've got an hour and a half until they arrive today. Let me see if I can watch it. And FX had it still up, so I watched it with commercials, whatever. I didn't care. But here's the thing. I'm more into this one after the first episode than I was after Cult. I'll say that.
That's fair.
And actually, I really, really liked the first 2 segments of this pilot episode a lot.
Okay.
And the first 2 segments, we'll get into why.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, then it started to spiral, and I start to see things that I don't think I'm gonna be a fan of this season. So I will say overall for the pilot episode, I'm gonna give it a solid worth watching. And this is gonna be a perfect episode for you to determine if you want to continue or not. I'm gonna have to continue because of the show and because I'm an American Horror Story sort of guy, although I did stop Cult after I think the 4th episode. But when it drops on Netflix, I'm gonna go back and watch the rest, and we will do a Cult review, because I'm assuming you'll do the same.
Yeah, I've already watched it.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you
all
remember
of
it?
Yeah, I'll remember it.
All right. I'll help you.
It doesn't fade.
It doesn't fade. It's burned into my memory.
I had to shovel it in with sugar.
No, it's like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Oh, God.
In the most horrific way. And
All
that
right.
sums up Cult.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll get to it. What did you think of the first episode of... What is this one called?
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yes. What did you think of the first episode of Apocalypse?
So, I don't know where they're going with this, to be honest. I don't know.
What do you mean? It's pretty obvious, no?
Is it?
Isn't it?
I'm so confused because I thought it was supposed to be like Murder House meets the Coven, and it's none
Apparently
of that.
it's Murder House meets Coven in
Theory?
the post-apocalyptic universe? I guess you're
know.
right. Okay,
I don't
go
know.
ahead.
I don't know
mean to
how
interrupt
that's
you.
going to get tied.
Go ahead, please,
I don't know
continue.
how that's going to But, number one, I love Evan Peters, but unfortunately he's playing yet another character that I'm going to hate. Just
You don't like his hairdresser?
No. I'm sorry. Like, why? Is it necessary? It's unnecessary.
What happened to your hair?
Oh my god.
She's like, okay, get on the plane. It's like,
It's so bad. I don't understand. I don't know why we're doing that, but it has nothing to do with, you know, the type of character he's portraying. It's just, it's another character of his I'm not going to be
you're
able
not
to
vibing with.
Not doing it. And then,
Well, what's the last one of his you really vibed with? I'm guessing the one in the hotel. His character in Hotel
is awesome.
Is one of the best that he's played.
Murder House and Hotel. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Kit wasn't. Kit wasn't
I liked
too
Asylum.
bad,
I liked
but
Asylum.
he wasn't too bad in Asylum.
And
but
the lobster man, the
No.
fingering lobster man, the
No.
serial fingerer.
No.
Right.
No.
We're gonna
I mean,
get
he
down
did a
votes
really
based
good-
on that alone.
He did a really good job in Cult, but the character just was.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. The ways.
No,
okay.
his character was the only interesting thing in the part of Cult I saw. It doesn't continue that way?
Yeah, I mean, he does a fantastic job.
Okay. Well,
But
that's a
everything,
compliment.
I don't know. It's just,
All
I
right.
think it was just overall this.
Okay,
we're
but
not
let's stick with
here
this
for
one. Let's
Cult.
stick with this
we're
one.
here for
Yes.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
So my overall thoughts is I'm not sure I'm gonna like it.
Okay.
I feel like they're washing and repeating a little bit. And the story wasn't.
Can you say how? How do you feel they're rinse and repeating?
Well, okay, so I feel the characters are pretty much the same characters we've seen before.
Just different versions.
Just
at this
different
point?
versions.
Okay.
One level.
I could feel that too. So,
Yeah,
okay.
one level. So Sarah Paulson's now playing a
Headmistress, as it were. Ultimately,
headmistress with
is what it seems like.
Kathy Bates as her Igor or whatever. Igor.
Igor, you got it for it
Igor.
right the first time.
Igor.
Yeah, this is more Dracula and less Pooh. Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
So we'll go Igor rather than Eeyore.
I don't know.
She's the military sort of enforcer.
I think she's Jessica Lange.
No, what?
I feel like she's supposed to be like, if Jessica Lange was here, she'd be playing that role.
Jessica Lange is going to come back this season.
Oh, she's not playing. Oh, okay.
No, I like Kathy Bates' character. So Kathy Bates' character,
No, I'm talking about Sarah Paulson's character.
Oh, okay.
As one of those kind of person.
Well, because Kathy Bates is Sarah Paulson's like number one in this one. But yeah, so anyway. Sarah Paulson is basically the curator of the bunker. I guess we should go into the story. Right?
Yeah.
So the story of American Horror Story Apocalypse is it. Well, at least it seems to be based on the pilot. You can never tell with this series all the way. It starts off with the end of the world, World War III breaking out with missiles dropping across the globe. So we start off in Los Angeles following or checking in with a couple of new characters. One being the blonde that was in Cult, that was the neighbor in Cult.
Yep.
As well as her hairdresser, played by Evan Peters, as well as her assistant, played by Billie Lourd, who is the daughter of Carrie Fisher, and was also from Cult and from Scream Queens.
The babysitter.
Babysitter in Cult, and the really vapid friend in Scream Queens. Right. She's hilarious. Underutilized in this first episode.
Yeah. She's underutilized in Cult too, I think.
But basically, we see these characters in Los Angeles as they get an alert, a missile alert. I didn't even know these things existed. I don't know if they do exist, but
they get an alert. Alerts and
I guess I would assume so. So they get a missile alert saying, in less than an hour, a missile is going to strike Los Angeles, seek shelter. And like the blonde gets a call from her parents that are saying, we can't make it anywhere. Get in the car, go where it's supposed to go. It'll take you to safety. And then something hits Asia, which is where they are, and blows it off the planet. And so it's like literally the first two sections of this first episode I really, really loved, because it was
the panic.
What happens when the bombs are dropping? What happens to us? And you see a few different versions of it. You see people that are resigning themselves to it. You see people that are, trying to escape in vain. And then you see people that have escape routes, and they have these options to go. And it's like, I would watch a whole movie almost on that. Like if the first whole third was just that, like there is a movie to be had there, because those first two segments of this episode was almost more interesting than everything I saw in all of what I watched in Cult last season. Like, I love the setup, and it really ingratiates you to a couple of characters. Unfortunately, the back half of the episode becomes all bunker.
Yeah.
And
But that's not even the worst part of it. It's like,
I don't like bunker stuff.
It's extremely boring bunker stuff. And like you said, it does have setup. They're like, okay, the rich people get to go, and then you have these guys. The government comes in and takes these kids out of their houses.
Have genetic makeup that they're looking for.
Found genetic makeup to survive this, and they're able to go to this bunker. And you're like, cool. What are they gonna do? What is that gonna be like? And then you get there, and there's
so much less interesting than you hope it's gonna be.
6 people. Like you go through the fallout.
It's like a hoity-toity dinner party underground.
And they're like, you have to wear purple. And then I was like, okay.
No, there's class systems, right? Like there's the purple, there's the gray, there's the
that are purples, and there's like 15 grays, and then there's a lot of grays.
It starts to stumble on itself. As soon as we get to the bunker, I feel like the show is like stumbling, trying to find what it's going for, and it's not working for me. The first two segments worked brilliantly, and we did get an appearance by Billy Eichner, who was a prominent role as a neighbor in Cult, and also very prominently Billy on the Street, which actually just came back with an episode with Emma Stone. He's hilarious on his YouTube series, Billy on the Street. He plays a guy that is very bitterly left in the worst situation ever. His girlfriend, just because he can't make it to the airport, his girlfriend breaks up with him in order to unburden herself. Yeah. In order to unburden herself. I'm freeing you to the bomb.
You bitch.
So that was fun. You know, there is some humor.
I mean,
to
what
it.
else are you gonna do?
Yeah, there is some humor to it, but ultimately the story just gets you know, it spirals into monotony already, and it's only the first episode.
There was one relief at the very end that I thought was cool. When the guy...
These are a bit of spoilers for episode 1, guys.
Spoilers!
Yeah.
So,
whatever.
When the mystery man shows up and he tells them, like, the other bunkers have been overrun.
Well, but they've been there for 18 months at this point. That
Right.
has to be said.
Right.
So they've been stuck there. They haven't had any contact with the outside world because of these bombs are nuclear bombs. So one hit Los Angeles and they're stuck in the bunker for over 18 months because of the nuclear fallout. And then someone shows up in a horse-drawn carriage
with these horses
that have like, gas masks. That was really cool. Honestly,
really cool.
That was really cool.
But what I thought was interesting was because he was all like, you know, only a few people can go to this next location, and those who don't make it get the same treatment my horses get. And you see this, like, the bush. Something in the bush. You don't see.
They mentioned it's all the mutants.
Is it the mutants?
Yeah, they mentioned.
So, like,
it's
you don't see them, but you see the horses being
dragged into the foliage. Yeah,
and that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That was the
I like
part
that.
Of the whole.
I agree with that. But yeah, they
life.
mentioned that there's like the mutants, and there's this whole race that have been mutated. You know, almost Hills Have Eyes style because of the nuclear fallout. Literally. The Hills Have Eyes is about a section of the country that was mutated because of a nuclear test. So this is just that. It's except, you know, it wasn't a test. It was nuclear fallout from World War III. Yeah. And you follow a few characters, as she said, that have been plucked by a particular agency because of their genetic makeup. And then you get some characters that bought their way in at $100 million a ticket, you find out. And it's while it's an interesting setup, it leads to the monotony that every bunker movie and everything leads to, in my opinion. The last well-done bunker movie to me was 10 Cloverfield Lane. But even that succumbs to a lot of the bunker mentality story tropes that happen in these movies that I'm just so tired of. But what I like about this one is that there's so many characters that it doesn't necessarily have to feel like a bunker movie where you're following like 3 or 4 characters that are going to imagine how they're going to backstab each other and stuff.
And they're not going to stay there.
It hasn't whittled down to that yet. Oh, you don't think so? You don't think it's
because the guy said that they're not. He's going to do some interviews and testings and
so,
whatever.
But is that... Okay, so you think that's going to be the first half of the season and then they'll go somewhere else?
I hope it doesn't even last that long. Because the bunker they're in now is just worthless. Unless it gets overrun.
They said... I believe I saw a news article that said... The Coven is coming to American Horror Story Apocalypse in episode 3. Okay. I thought I saw that. Might be 2.
Which is interesting because Sarah Paulson is going to play...
She's going to play 3 roles.
3 roles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's got this new role that we just saw, the leader of the bunker. And then she's going to be the psychic character from the first season. And then she's going to also be her blind but not blind character now from Coven.
Okay.
Did she?
What about the reporter? They just throw the reporter.
Well, the reporter is the investigator from the first season. No.
No, it was a joke.
Oh, sorry.
Because she was from Asylum. She was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right.
And just throw her.
That's a great joke.
But if she's doing 3, she could do 4.
Who knows? They might surprise us.
Sarah Paulson.
So let's talk about the cinematography, Marcia. The making of it. I
thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
I think
very well presented.
Every season they do, it's really crisp. It's unique. They do interesting cuts and set designs, and they really make it beautiful. And even with the music choices, even though there's like 2 prominent songs in the whole thing, they did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was extremely well shot. I mean, that's not a problem. I think the writing gets a little overdone sometimes, but yeah, it is a gorgeous show to view. And I liked when they're on the plane and the bomb hits and the plane rocks to the side and stuff. I was like, oh, geez, like I was into it. I was invested in those first 2 segments when they're outrunning World War III. Like, I'm like, damn, this is a really good idea for a horror show. This could be scary.
I mean,
and all of a sudden it's over.
Yeah.
Like, the first episode to me should have been entirely what happens, like set up these characters.
Getting to the bunker.
Getting to the bunker, but give more time to each of these characters. Like, every segment is a different character's experience dealing with the bomb dropping. And then the last segment is them gathering all together. I would have loved that, but we only got 2, and then all of a sudden everyone's in the bunker, and I'm like, I don't care about these people yet. Why are we all together already? But, you know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah, they got there relatively quick. Everybody except for the last 2 people who were which made the most sense was when the government took them, put only 2 people, which it doesn't make sense. There's just too few people in these bunkers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Well, yeah, they're just one of a few bunkers, apparently.
But still, they're still.
And the guy that shows up at the end in the horse and buggy
bunkers.
says that, you know, a few of the bunkers have fallen, and there's only a few left, and so they have to determine who from this bunker will survive and move on to
I
the
feel
next.
like they plan to have the rich people die and just keep the genetic people alive.
We'll see. I mean, who knows?
Maybe the genetic people are witches and they can save the world.
Well, we haven't seen any of the Coven people yet.
I know. And then how's it going to get to the
Murder House? I have no idea.
Maybe that's the second location.
Did Murder House not get blown up in the LA
Probably
nuclear
not.
disaster?
Probably
How?
not. It's
So it's
supernatural.
the one house standing on the entire block?
Yes.
They're going to go to that effect?
You can't destroy it. It's too powerful. Cecil, it's too powerful.
I want to take this knife and I want to stab myself in the face because I already am needing to think way too much for this to work.
Or maybe the bunker is similar to the murder house, so where like if you die there, you stay there, and so like the guy that died in the beginning comes back and says,
I'm just gonna go ahead and shove this in.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
We'll see what happens. Jesus, yeah, it's sharp. I don't know why you're trying to hurt yourself.
Jesus, I'm gonna save this for my late to rest reviews. All right. Well.
So anyway.
That's episode 1 of American Horror Story Season 8, Apocalypse.
I really hope it gets better.
I hope it gets better,
Cold
too.
was so hard to get through.
I didn't. As of now, I did not get through it.
As you all know, I was not a fan of Freak Show, but it had its curve, so you could get through it.
Had its arc, yeah.
But Cold was really hard to get through, and I just cannot do another.
Hotel was tough for me, too, but they at least did a couple of interesting things.
I thought Hotel did a really good job.
I didn't like it that much, but I liked it way better than Cult because I didn't even finish Cult. I was so done with Sarah Paulson's whining by the 4th episode, I just couldn't get through it.
Even at the end, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will, because I'm going to watch it when it comes out on Netflix next week or whatever. I'll finish Cult, we'll do a review of Cult, and then we'll come back and cover this. I don't know if we'll cover it week to week. I know Fuego's going to hop on board from here on out if he can. But yeah, stay tuned. We did Castle Rock. Hopefully American Horror Story will be less frustrating than that. So I imagine this review is going up.
We're frustrated this year.
This review is going up on Monday. Look forward to our Castle Rock finale review coming out tomorrow, if all goes according to plan. But let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of episode 1 of American Horror Story Apocalypse? In the comments down below, tell us.
Yeah, you can tell we're getting like horror movie blue balls. Like we're not getting satisfied. Where's the satisfaction? Where's the satisfaction?
So yeah, let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia.
Thank you very much to our patrons for supporting the channel. Click the link in the description box down below if you want to join our Patreon. You can tell us what movies, what games, what comic books, whatever you want us to review and pitch our thoughts on. We are your puppets. We are the Patreon puppets.
And you're the puppet masters.
You are the puppeteers. Ooh. So please join in the description box down below. Until next time, though, let us know in the comments what you thought about this. And I've been Cecil Laird.
And
remember,
stay
scared. Did I really do it twice? God damn it.